sure as they hear beautiful poetry raining from here, they might walk in as well. But until then, let's get started. If you look at your paper, you will see that the chairman for this session is Professor Abhi Subedi. I'm not Professor Abhi Subedi, if you're thinking so. It's such a shame that he could not be here. We miss him dearly. But anyway, I hope that I can take his place very well and do him proud. So with me for this session, I have Mr. Ahmad Javed from Afghanistan. Please come on the dais. So Ahmad Javed, ladies and gentlemen, is a poet, writer, and producer. He has been working in media as producer and presenter. He has published 4 books of short stories. His first novel was awarded a prize by World Pen Organization. So we have Mr. Ahmad Javed with us. A big round of applause, please. I know we tend to get lazy after lunch, but yeah. So the second person we have with us for this session is from Bangladesh. We have Mr. Mamun Mahbub Alam. He's here. Mr. Mamun Mahbub Alam's first published rhyme appeared in a well-circulated newspaper when he was a student of just class 6. Mamun is a cancer surgeon by profession. He has published 5 books so far. Those include 2 collections of poems, a novel for the children, and 2 collections of short stories. A big round of applause for Mr. Mamun, please. Then the third personality we have on stage with us for this session is Mr. Ajay Thomas from India. Dr. Thomas is an Indian English poet, fiction writer, and translator. He has been editor of Indian literature and is guest editor now. He has taught English in Benghazi University in Libya from 2008 to 2014, and he is also a recipient of Katha Award. I mean, like, I can go on and on with all the accolades that he has received, but I will keep up to it. And like we began this morning with Ma Ajit Kaurji telling us that we might be a Buddhist, we might be a Muslim, we might be a Hindu, but it's the essence of Sufism, it's the essence of this togetherness that has brought all of us together under one roof today here. And as I am speaking, I feel as if a mysterious seed has been sown somewhere around us, and that mysterious seed is waiting to bloom. I don't know what that mysterious seed is, but as I'm moving around, walking, sharing, laughing, I feel as if I'm not meeting people from different countries. Now, when we talk about countries, we're talking about the boundaries that has been drawn by people ourselves. But I feel like I am back home. I'm with my family members. And as I am saying, and now I realize, thank you so much, Anandji. As I'm saying this, now I realize that this mysterious seed is going to bloom. And if it were to bloom, it will bloom with petals of poetry, which we are going to resume now. So the first poet we have is Mr. Ahmad Javed from Afghanistan. Please take your place.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chador. Hello, assalamu alaikum. I bring my 2 poets. The first is with the name of Engagement. When I got engaged, when I met poetry, then if it was a day or a night, it will pass happily. The rhythm will give me a walk in the gardens of ghazals, over the oceans of songs, and my dream will relax me. Then my meal became ghazals, and will drink songs. My memory was slowly being filled with the flowers. Medicine secretly found a way to the hospital from my fragile memory. I was not checking the pulses of beautiful young ladies. I not placing stethoscope on the soft chest of ladies to listen to their soft heartbeats. The poetry had taken me on a path of poems, and all I had were words and beautiful sentences accompanying me. It was nature, colors, nice and sweet morning winds, music, someone's beautiful heart, fragrant, and shining to 2 eyes, which were more shining than fire. I was It was dark night. The sky was full of stars. There was a dream which I had was to melt myself to kiss the world. And the second one is golden times. Your head slowly came down, stopped on my shoulder. There was a fragrance of perfume here, which was dancing over my brain. I will see your slow breaths and feeling them in my chest. You had once again a night awake and had washed the night with songs. You were singing till morning and was cruel to the drums. You were circling in a ton and were looking your exact height. You got sleepy in the car, as like water has taken you and taking you somewhere. The driver was swearing and was secretly looking at you. I was hearing some whispers, but was not taking them personal. I wish there was moments would long forever and would go to sleep as well. I wish it was the distress fragrance of your hair coming down to my chest, starting from here. I wish this journey will go till the end of the world. I wish these golden times will stay with me forever. And I wish whenever you would wake up, you could remember my love. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Javed, for these beautiful poems. We always, whenever we hear of Afghanistan, we have the image of what the media is feeding us. But just listen to the two poems that he read out to us just now. It does not talk about war. It does not talk about the gruesome images that we are presented by media. It shows the garden of love, the beautiful marriage of a soul to poetry. Truly soulful in it, Javed. Thank you so much for your wonderful poetry. So now we have Mr. Mamun Mahbub along from Bangladesh reciting his poetry.
My heartiest and pleasant thanks to Indian Sahitya Akademi and SOWAL with regards to Jawad. The lasting thirst is the first poem. Three deer, the lovely tree in the forest, the beauty among them, which one is the best? I am in a mess. When I selected one to touch, the others got lost. When I touched one, the other two fled away. Dear in my grief is good enough, and lovely too, but still I think the untouched were more than what I have. The second poem, Shahid Minar, I think it's known to you all. I can't split myself in anger. My eyes burn in my sweating body. Somebody waves in a gentle breeze. 1 hour demand must be fulfilled. I keep on standing with words in my heart. Fruitless hopes move and move, dance in watery sound of mirage. Omen, once again, you are under allurement of veil. The pains and defamation they carry in their body and bosom to break their beguiling fence of your dream. All of the men listen to useless endeavor knocking at the door. Everyone wants to come out, even the birds. Don't stay beside after opening the lion's cage. Even if you forget, don't stay nearby. The rats even jump around the paddy fields, having a smell of freedom. Shahid Minar, the symbol of martyrs, listen everything. Does not say a single word, where half of the nation is hiding under a veil. Life of a bird with wings crashes down. Tears come down, breaking the sky. A volcano is surrounded by a veil. A new game to destroy the civilization. The Shahid Minar is speechless for every smiles only. Saying within itself, the scenario is a daughter is leaving the country abroad, and what is within the father? The teenage daughter smiles and goes away. The father looks on trying to see her waiting, borrowing her. Does the heart exist in the soul of a father? Does it really so? He finds the mirage in a desert, only but wishes for water. She will be grown up. Papa learns to overcome sorrow, staring outwards, his cloudy drenched eyes by this time. Goes beyond the camera work with the sound, click, click, click. His daughter is going away. She is with others, smile. Just after a while, she will be through and beyond the clouds, on the blue sky, and then to another country, the new world. She is on the chest of her weeping mother, as on the very start, and with others on the flashing lights of cameras and videos. He watches, just keeping within as to be kept in there. All the moving and stationary snaps, as he is the father. He must be on the balcony to see the flying birds in the sky, eyes with bird in water, but signs of tears on cheeks. The clouds within him and hands in his eyes never dropped. As many times no rains from every and each waterlogged clouds just remain over the sky. The father can't weep and cry, but to keep it only within himself. Thank you very much for patience there.
Thank you so much for the beautiful recitation. Every God we believe in is supposed to have molded us from the clay from his heaven. God is wonderful. He created us. But I feel, I'm not challenging God, but I feel that poets are more wonderful than God. Because poets, thank you so much, poets have the power to even bring the dead back to life, which even God cannot do. Like we saw in Mr. Alam's poem about Shahid Minar, where he talked about the dead. So only poets can do that, God cannot. So thank you so much. Now we move on to, actually, if you look at the paper, you will see that I'm supposed to be reciting next, but because I'm the chairperson, I'm going to use this power and now call upon Mr. Ajay Thomas. Sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank Ajay ji for inviting me here, also for the FOSWAL, Dr. Anand Kumar here, and also Sahitya Akademi. It's my family, but I have to thank them. The first poem is titled "Not This, Not This." There are two personas here. One is my brother, and the other one is I. So this is a quote. It begins with a quote from my brother. I quote, "It glows within. It has no name, no form, no words to describe it." Here it is with a capital I. It glows within. It has no name, no form, no words to describe it, no language to structure it. These are born much, much later. After that, grammar and interpretations. Beware, the Shastras take it away. Literature and the arts operate merely on its reflected light. Those who get stuck there miss it. Each name, each form polarizes away their own shares of energy, but it is an absolute concentrate, ever effulgent. Only individual experience can blaze it forth. It's beyond good and bad, papa, punya, nothing sticks to it. No virtue, no vice, least of all, karmas of any sort. It's like death, reaching there, no turning back. Not even the guru is there as an entity. It's a million gurus each second. Call it Zen or Jnapti or direct cognition, whatever. One can talk about it only in extremes, because there is no polyphony possible here, no multiplicity of meanings. Of it, it is said, in the beginning there was the word. No wonder one has to say, not this, as nothing is able to contain it. There isn't one particular way of perceiving it. Each one is on one's own. Quotes close. My brother speaks in a trance, yet with a rare urgency, for he is loath to break the spell of illumination. This is a neti in another way, but this is based on a true incident, so it's like that. It's unique that way. The next one is about my own meditations on Ramana Maharshi's inquiry. It's titled Concentration. Concentration. Blowing in the powdered mud, soon the dust gives way to hard earth. So does bran to rice, or the air on a close-cropped head of a child to the white scalp skin. The ephemeral is always ready to part, revealing the permanent. The waters of the Red Sea parted, offering the hard seabed to Moses and Aaron and the Israelite hosts to pass and enter Sinai. The everyday you part and yield you with a capital Y. Then begins the telecast unlimited. Thank you.
Well, we could very well see that Mr. Thomas is at home, because this is his place. And the power of words that he came up with was so powerful that I was totally mesmerized. So mesmerized that I'm going to own up that I intended to actually read a poem, but then I changed my mind, and then maybe people sitting here saw me, making their gestures to my friend, because I wanted to change my poem after listening to Mr. Thomas. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your wonderful recitations. And now I'm done with the role of the chairperson. So now I'm back to being Chador Wangmo, the poet from Bhutan. And like I said, I'm going to actually read a poem that I wasn't thinking of reading. I wrote this poem intending to do a spoken word poetry with it. But because I have not memorized it, I just wrote it. The performance may not be that good, but please be here with me. The title of the poem is called Voices. Subdued, soft tones of faith, softer sighs of love, hopping on one toes and then twos. Voices of hope, dreams and life, I heard them all. The swishing of the pool of water I lived in, the gurgling and gushing sound when she swallowed food and water. But the best voice I held onto was her heartbeat, soft, hopeful, filled with so much love, her heartbeat. Tap, 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 tap. Kids screaming, cars honking, people walking, talking, moving, living, I heard them all, although I didn't see them. Voices, noises, more voices. That day, her heartbeat, faster than any I had heard. Dub, 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 dub. Anxiety, stress, pain, voices that startled me, voices that jabbed and prodded me, shoving, pushing and pulling me out. Out of the warm pool of water I called home. Out into the world I would call home. Voices. I had to think of a noise to announce I had come, to join the voices and noises I had been listening to for a long, long, long time. I cried. It didn't come out right. I cried again. Thought I gave my best. Shh. The man in the white coat. We're sorry. Your baby is born mute. Thank you. So as I was saying, actually I intended to read this poem because I was getting nostalgic about my own childhood. Being around so many family members, I felt like I had become the little girl that I used to be when I used to live with my own family. So I wanted to read this poem that I have in the book that I launched very recently. It's titled Changing Times. And this is how I was. I still remember the sultry summers of the town I lived in, chasing dragonflies buzzing above the algae-laden drains by the roadside, winding like a never-ending dream. Life passed by in giggles and laughter, while the dragonflies, perhaps, cried to get rid of the string tied at its end, while children like me laughed, following and pulling the thread. I no longer chase dragonflies. And I don't laugh at such silly act. Life has crossed huge mounds of years. Grave concerns tug at my soul. Perhaps an invisible dragonfly flies somewhere, pulling that invisible thread. But it's no longer summer here. And I no longer live in that town. Yet there are threads tied and emotions played with. Thank you. I can see that very quickly I can get away with one more poem. So we all believe, no matter what religion we follow, we believe that life is made up of the four elements. But because I'm a woman, I would like to believe that woman is very strongly made up of these four elements. And how? You will have to listen to this poem, which is titled Woman, the Four Elements. I am the ocean, the lashing waves of fury, the receding ripple of calm. I am the wind, the stormy uproar of turmoil, and the gentle breeze of peace. I am the fire, the engulfing flames of destruction, and the source of warmth on cold days. I and the earth, what you turn to after you die, and where you spring from in life. Thank you so much. So back to the chairperson role with this. Now we are right on time, right on dot, and we are done with the first session, poetry session of this amazing 3 days that we are going to enjoy. Professor Subedi Saab, he is not here with us, but our friends from Nepal, please let him know that I did justice to his role. Please make it sound good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.